Alright, folks, welcome back to another Polemass video, and today let's talk a bit about Hugin Bouffalant that's dropping later tonight, which as usual we will be pulling for live when that happens, so, tune in later tonight, right, at reset. So, yeah, I mean, it's another Spotlight. At this point, it's really hard to justify pulling for Spotlights, because they're going to be permanent units, right? So there's always that paradox of, on one hand, folks want more Spotlight units to release, on the other hand, people, don't pull for them when they drop, right? Which leads to them not making as much money on the banners. So, yeah, right. There's always that sort of issue. I will pull on them, however, but yeah. You never say never, right? Because maybe one day there's like a Spotlight unit that just straight up is like the best unit in the game or whatever. And you need it for like some like new event, or I don't know. Never say never, but generally, pulling on Spotlight would not be advisable, unless you're just absolutely just a Hugh stan, Hugh, I don't know, and or you love like Bouffalant, or if that's like your favorite Pokemon. If your favorite Pokemon is Bouffalant, good for you, man. Anyways, all right, let's talk a bit about the unit. So yeah, again, there's not too much in terms to pull for, but low-key, this unit, even though it's a normal type damage dealer, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Look, it's a there's downsides, obviously we'll talk about the downsides, but like in terms of the upsides, right, a normal type damage dealer is just going to be, it's going to hitting everything for off type. But if you're hitting everything off type for like 1,000,000 damage per hit, that's a lot, bro. Like low key, right? Right? 1,000,000 off type is really freaking good, like against every single type. 1,000,000 versus every single type. Obviously, there's a catch to that, right? There's a catch to that, which is that move has head charge. Head charge. You will most likely one-shot yourself after using it. As long as if you have it powered up, you will get one shot, bro. You're gonna get one shot. Holy crap. So yeah, there are some mitigations for it that are like weird, but like now that I thought about it, I think it's just very funny. It's not a bad unit. It's not a bad unit. It's just an incredibly funny unit, okay? It's an incredibly funny unit. Doesn't mean it's bad, right? It's just very funny. So, all right. First of all, it powers up the, moves that have recoil. So, you're hitting yourself even harder there. And then you do have recoil removal that has a 50% chance of completely negating the recoil damage. So, it is RNG, man. Literally, flip a coin. Life or death. If you hit heads, congratulations, you just did 1,000,000 damage off type for like no reason. And if it's tail, you KO yourself immediately. Come on, this has to be the funniest unit in the game. This has to be the funniest unit in the game. So yeah, outside of that, it also fully heals yourself right before you faint for the first time in each battle. So no, it's not infinite regen. It's only one time, but it just makes sure that like if you do have like really bad luck, at least you'll get like 2 head charges in. At least you'll get 2 head charges in. Okay, at very least you're getting 2 head charges in. So there's that, right? Which hey, as long as you can flip one of these, right? Because you'll get 2 chances to flip these at least, right? If you can flip one of these in your favor, 3 head charges should be able, unless it's some stage with team century entry times 4 or the heck, right? Those that have like massive resistance to physical damage. Outside of like those stages, you should be able to really 3-shot any single like master mode stage, which honestly, not a terrible prospect. Not a terrible prospect at all. That sounds pretty freaking rad, right? I mean, 3-shotting like a master mode stage, or at least the mid, right? Although his Synchronous is actually low-key decent too, right? For a striker, 2.5 mil. Again, just hitting everything off type for 2.5 million is pretty freaking good too. So like you'd have a solid chance of taking out the sides too. If not, at least put them in one shot range, and you just have your teammate finish them off, right? Whether that, like, even like your support, you know, as long as it's not, you know, so some like insanely as long as it's not like something like Ingo or whatever, right? That only has like a 1 gauge move and whatnot. Although Ingo low-key has like 300 something like special attack, if I remember correctly, for some reason. Anyways, yeah. So low-key, this guy is really, really, really good for mass mode. Probably not that great for Legendary Gauntlet though. Probably not that great for Legendary Gauntlet because of the fact that Legendary Gauntlets, they generally have a bit, you know, they're a bit longer, right? They have more HP, and there's the stop gaps, right? So like like even if you're just doing like 1 billion damage, that probably would have done like the equivalent to like a bar and a half of the opponents. It doesn't really matter. You do a bar. You do a bar at most, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're like the strongest damage yield in the game, or if you're like, you know, 17 sync buffs like Norman or something, right? The most you could do is a bar. So yeah, might not be the best in Gauntlet, but this guy will absolutely slay mouse mode. Absolutely slay mouse mode. Really, really, really low key. So he's actually not bad. He's actually pretty freaking good. He's pretty freaking good. So yeah, also very funny. Yeah, you just need one of these to flip in your favor, right? And you at least have 2 of those, right? So, or if you're just running, you know, full offensive and maybe even like sync move countdown stuff as well, just so the opponent has like just really like no defenses or HP, right? In that case, then 2 might even just do it, right? Flip one of those in your favor, and then boom, you have an extra shot for one of the sides, and yeah, it's a good unit. It's actually it's low key a pretty solid unit. It's not like, you know, obviously it's not as good as like, you know, Hilbert or Hilda that's coming out this month, but one of the better units coming out this month. Actually that's not true if you go for like 50%, which is like Hilda, Hilbert, and then like the 3 evolutions, which is a lot. So I guess he's at like the bottom 50% with like SSN there, but anyways, still he's solid. Collars is the other. Oh, Collars is not that great, man. Good unit. Definitely not something you should pull for. Again, Spotlight. Don't pull for Spotlights, man. You'll get them eventually. So yeah, usually it's probably just gonna be like a 3 out of 10 for me. So yeah, anything under 50% is Spotlight, or anything under 5 out of 10 is Spotlights in general, which you probably shouldn't pull for, but 3 is pretty decent for a Spotlight. So like, you know, if you're just like a massive Hugh fan, because this is probably going to be your best chance to ever get Hugh, it won't be the worst decision if you're just a massive Hugh fan and you want to pull for him. So yeah, there it is. Funny unit. Do need the extra dupes in here to make him to be like really, really good. Well, the sync does, right? Haymaker, sync, power flux. For sync, no, you definitely do need 3 out of 5, right? As for the other stuff, nah. 1 out of 5 is decent enough for his DPS, although 3 out of 5, obviously, you do get stuff like Fierce Brawn, get the extra physical move up next stuff if you could get it, right? Yeah, that's what, 3 physical move up next? Anyways, it's good unit, man. Good unit. I don't know. They made a normal damage healer, you know, decent. Again, not completely broken. It would be completely broken. I would say this would be a broken unit if there was just none of that recoil stuff at all. So for them to balance it, they added the obviously recoil, and I commend them for that. It would be very, very hard to make a normal type damage dealer relatively balanced, and they kind of did it. I don't know if I really want to call like something completely RNG based like balance, but no, it's good. All right. Anyways, that's been this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed, guys. In the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos for our channel for some more Pokemon content, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one then.